No,
transgressions. I don't defend him. But all I want to also say, the second point I want to make is that
Mr. Singh, with respect again, and with absolutely zero intention of attempting to crush you, I would like to simply say this to you, Mr. Rahul Singh, that you are trying to soften the blow on the organization.
No, I'm not.
No, you are. You are not understanding, Mr. Rahul Singh, that the victim has alleged on Saturday evening intimidation from the Tejpal family and has stepped down, citing the management's failure.
No, I
what about
don't
intimidation?
forgive any of those things. But let me
ask you, Mr. Rahul Singh. Mr. Rahul Singh, somebody goes to this girl's house. No, somebody goes to this girl's house. Right? Somebody from the family of Mr. Tejpal goes to the girl's house. And you know what they ask her? They ask her, what do you want? They ask her, what do you want? In return, you know, for obviously...
Unforgivable. I agree, it's unforgivable. But let me make a second point, that in this country, till now, we don't have any mechanisms in force in media organizations, large companies to handle such matters. We don't have.
We do, Mr.
I don't think we have.
Yes, we do. Meenakshi is rebutting. Meenakshi to Rahul Singh. Meenakshi.
Mr. Rahul Singh, you're completely incorrect. There has been a judgment called Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan, and
I know that's there.
And that judgment is the law. Now, if the organizations are not implementing that judgment, it goes to show their morality. Apart from that, this is not a case of sexual harassment at workplace. Sexual harassment at workplace is one thing. This is a criminal offense under the definition of sexual assault 375, and under that particular definition, this is an IPC offense, and an offense which is a criminal offense is between the state and the culprit, and the victim is only a witness in that condition. So it is a crime against the society, and when it is a crime against society, there can be no cover-up. Now, what I'm questioning is Tehelka's consistency in the entire process. And why I'm saying it lacks credibility is on two counts. And I'm going to read out. A very close associate called Mr. Binu John made a statement that Tejpal had mastered the art of confounding his victims, leaving them broken, shattered, and often jobless. That means this is not the first instance. Next thing, allow me that. Nida Nazar,
you can respond.
In a blog, New York Times, she says, unaddressed harassment while at Tehelka in 2008 went unaddressed. Dixit has not named her tormentor, but she did not pursue a criminal complaint because she felt she lacked
Who's the prejudice party?
No,
but can I take
One second. What's the prejudice?
I'm sorry, how am I a prejudice party?
What's the prejudice,
every woman should be a prejudice party, and every sensible man should be prejudiced in this case.
No, 1 second. What's the prejudice?
Anybody who has a daughter should be prejudiced.
I want you to elaborate, Meenakshi Lekhi. What's the prejudice?
The prejudice is that Tehelka has hurt the BJP a number of times in the past. It has also hurt the Congress party in the past. But this happens to be the fact.
Okay, so because you will now give a political
Binu
spin.
John is not working for BJP.
No. So Mr.
I'm not politicizing.
And
Mr. Singh, I find this, these arguments are interesting. These arguments are interesting here today, and let's have the arguments are interesting. You say this is political. This is Congress, BJP, Tehelka got dragged. Alyque Padamsee says Tarun Tejpal is JFK. And he says Tehelka is New York Times. Well, you made a comparison to JFK.
I said
you made a comparison to the New York Times.
No, you're putting words in my mouth again.
And you said he needs psychiatric help.
Again. Look at my friend.
You said he needs psychiatric help.
I definitely think he needs psychiatric help.
If Tarun Tejpal is JFK and Tehelka is New York Times and they need psychiatric help, then with respect, all rape accused will say we want that treatment.
Yes, I do believe that.
Well, you didn't say that so loudly in occasions before, Tarun.
Treatment should be provided they have completed their time in the jails.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
There you are.
What?
One second. Meenakshi Lekhi, what did you say?
What Meenakshi said about Binu John or about other people, it's now come into the public domain. On that, I have only one issue. that why were these people silent all this while? You know, it's fashionable in our country to keep knocking someone when he's down and kick him even harder.
Right.
The reality, Meenakshi, to my mind is we should evaluate and discuss the present situation, which in itself is grossly grim. In the present circumstances, I believe there has been a lack of trust and there is a huge moral deficit. Will the courts handle that? That's for the courts to decide. My advice to Tarun would be, don't file for anticipatory bail. Don't ask for legal escape routes, because if you have in your email submitted a proposition that, look, I made a mistake, we have to atone for those mistakes, not through prose, but through actions that are determined by laws of this land.
So what is the law which says what is the law?
Being courageous and let's not dispute the fact that as a journalist,
Mr. Seth, I believe you are lionizing Tarun Tejpal here on live television.
Not at all.
And I believe you are doing that.
I don't lionize anyone. My point very simply,
well, in that case, you'll have to answer my next question.
My point is
my question to you.
Don't mention 20 people who now write in and say he was a bad guy. I think, as you rightly began the program, today has there been an attempted cover-up? The answer is yes.
No. In fact, let me completely disagree with you, Mr. Seth, and say that the resignations of several other employees who have cited the management's failure lends credence to the claim that the issue was manhandled and the girl was victimized.
But Arnab,
it actually lends
you're
credence.
actually supporting the argument that I made, that the present circumstances are serious in themselves.
I'm taking a very short break. I'm Meenakshi Lekhi coming back with you. Before I go back into the debate, and Meenakshi Lekhi wanted to respond there to some of what Suhel Seth have been saying. And with respect, I find that all the gentlemen here sitting to my left, including Rahul Singh, are softening their blow on the very ethics of this particular case. I'd like to read out to you, and this is why I feel so. I want to read out to you what the victim says. She says, at a time. She says, over the past years, we have collectively defended the rights of women. We have written about custodial rape, sexual molestation in the workplace, spoken out harshly against the culture of victim blame and the tactical emotional intimidation and character assassination of those who dare to speak out against sexual violence. And this young girl, this brave young victim says, at a time when I find myself the victim of such a crime, I am shattered, she writes. I am shattered to find that the editor-in-chief of Tehelka and you, in your capacity as managing editor, are resorting to precisely these tactics of intimidation, character assassination and slander. And I'm shocked. Suhel Seth, Alyque Padamsee and Prahlad Kakkar and Rahul Singh. I am shocked that instead of talking about this, all of you have sympathies about what's going to happen to Tehelka. Will the institution survive? What will happen to the Think Festival? Is Tarun a nice guy? Is he like JFK?
Earlier you had isolated me. Earlier you had isolated
that's
me from.
Irrelevant.
Earlier you had isolated me from these two gentlemen. The last point. Now let's do logic. The point that I made, the last point on which you disagreed, my point was, forget the Binu Johns of the world writing about their past experiences. I'm saying the present problem is grim enough for us to make a present evaluation. So therefore, A, the people who are writing, the present journalists who've resigned, have resigned on issues of principle, which we respect and recognize. B, the victim is absolutely justified if she believes that she merited a response from an institution like Tehelka and didn't get it.
No, she has your character
right.
assassinated me.
My worry, therefore, or my advice to the people who are either advising the Taruns of the world is, do not get into character assassination.
But they've already done it.
No,
they've done it. No, you tell me one thing, Suhel. Let me ask you this, Suhel, since you're making this case. You tell me what logic, what conscience, and what ethics allows you. One of your family members goes to the victim and says, 1 minute. One of the family members, Prahlad, take this. One of the family members goes to the victim and says, who's your lawyer? Tell me your legal strategy. And 1 minute, what do you want? Insinuating that the victim, instead of coming out with the truth, is looking for a bargain or can be, there can be some kind of a quid pro quo.
It's completely wrong, and they took it completely wrong. As a matter of fact, because they took that stand, the whole thing is blown up in their faces. So
I watch. And on the other side, the organization itself, those running the organizations, carry out this slander, suggesting that it was a consensual act.
No, that's completely wrong.
So everything is completely wrong.
I think there's no credibility in any of the arguments that the organization is putting out. What Suhel is saying, pretty rightly, is take it on the chin. You know, I mean, you've admitted you've done this.
You cannot spin doctor this.
Yes, you cannot.
This is a grave crime. If it has been committed as it has, there is an appeal by a young girl. You must respect that, be cognizant of it. I'm saying don't go for this goddamn anticipatory
No,
way.
not only that.
Don't go for these things.
Not only
fight
that.
it on the chin.
No, take it on the chin.
No, fight it on the chin means what?
Do not use spin doctoring, do not use subterfuge, do not indulge in character assassination, do not impute motives to the girl's actions, do not ascribe any form of
And if I may ask you this, if you have done all of the above, if you have not done one, Suhel, but if you have done all of the above,
yes,
how grave should your punishment be?
What do you want
be very grave,
how grave should your punishment be?
But 1 minute.
But you can't hang him for it.
This is my point. You and I will not determine his sentencing or his guilt. You and I will only determine what the people of India are saying today. Whether you like it or not, whether he is guilty in the ultimate analysis or not, by a proven code of law, he has lost the moral battle.
Well, he has lost the moral battle. We all know, had the mails not leaked. Had the mails not leaked, there was an attempt to end this matter with an apology and a recusal.
But he wrote that email.
But action was only after the mails leaked. I want to get back Meenakshi Lekhi into the debate. You know, I generally get a view out here that, you know, in this country today, the younger generation of this country is not willing to give that same amount of leg room. And those who don't know Tarun Tejpal, those who are dealing with this as an individual case, say, I'm sorry if you think he's a good journalist. I'm sorry if you think you want to draw comparisons with JFK and the New York Times. This is not acceptable. That's
Why is it not acceptable?
It's not acceptable. What do you mean, why is it not acceptable?
Why it's not
It's not acceptable.
No, you want to raise your voice?
Well, it certainly...